has published the work. The institute was founded by Dr. M. Manikam in memory of his illustrious father, Dr. N. Mahalingam, in the year 2015. The very first book of the institute was the Tamil translation of Beyond 20 Future of India, written by Dr. Abdul Kalam and Dr. Y.S. Rajan. When 10,000 copies of the book were sold, creating a record for our institute, our chairman, Dr. Manikam, was very much moved, and he proposed the idea of bringing out an authentic biography of Abdul Kalam. Dr. Y.S. Rajan and Nazima Marakayar readily accepted to be the authors of the book. A word about the authors. Dr. Y.S. Rajan has been a constant companion of Dr. Kalam from the days of Tumba to the last days of Dr. Kalam. Dr. Kalam and Y.S. Rajan worked in ISRO under the inspiring leaderships of Vikram Sarabhai and Satish Dhawan. Dr. Kalam always believed in the intelligence and integrity of Y.S. Rajan, and intimate friendship blossomed between them. Y.S. Rajan was scientific secretary in ISRO, member secretary in TIFAC, and organizer of the Scientific Advisory Committee of the Government of India. In a way, Y.S. Rajan may be called the alter ego of the revered, respected Dr. Kalam. The co-author of the book, APJM Nazima Marakayar, hails from the family of Dr. Kalam. She is the daughter of Muthumira Marakayar, the elder brother of Dr. Kalam. She is a scholar in her own right with a doctorate degree in Tamil literature. She has portrayed Kalam's family background with love and affection. The biography of Abdul Kalam Ninivughalukku Maranamillai is unique in several respects. Unlike many other biographies written with second-hand information, this book can rightly be claimed as an authentic life story of Dr. Kalam, as the authors were the loved ones of Kalam and part and parcel of his life. The book brings out the basic traits of Kalam, especially the hard work and tireless efforts in every venture that made Kalam great. The book shows how Vikram Sarabhai and Satish Dhawan were impressed by the intelligence, intellectual acumen, and sincerity of Kalam that gave him they gave him enormous freedom in his endeavors to scale great heights. Dr. Kalam believed in teamwork and exhibited his kindness and camaraderie to one and all at every step of his administration in ISRO and DRDI. The book concentrates on this aspect of his life, giving a number of anecdotes. Whenever success crowned him, he attributed it to his teammates, and whenever failures occurred, he took the responsibility himself. The book presents the simple living and high thinking of Dr. Kalam and shows how Rashtrapati Bhavan became the symbol of hope, inspiration, and wisdom during his presidential years. The authors show how Dr. Kalam considered Holy Quran, Tirukural, and the poems of Bharati as his lifeblood. The book pinpoints the hitherto unknown spiritual side of Dr. Kalam and his reverence towards Satya Sai Baba and other spiritual gurus. Even the minute details of Kalam's food habits, his love for music are narrated in this biography. What makes the book Abdul Kalam Ninivughalukku Maranamillai as an inspiring biography is its sincere attempt to present Kalam the man of the masses, the man of laudable principles, the man who loved fellow human beings, the man simple yet great in his stature, and the man unparalleled. In short, this book is a precious gift to the people of India, to the history of our nation, and humanity at large. Aruchelvar Mahalingam Translation Institute is proud to have published a book of all-time greatness. On this joyous occasion of releasing this book, we thank our beloved Vice President for having agreed to present this work to the public. We thank the authors Dr. Y.S. Rajan and APJM Nazima Marakayar And we thank each and every member of the House of Kalam who helped in organizing this function, an event unforgettable. With these words, now I read a message from one of the authors, Dr. Y.S. Rajan, to this function. The book, Rajan says, the book is special in my life, as special as India 2020 by Dr. Kalam with me. This is about a man who led a life as per the saying, Yoga Karmasu Kausalam, with all its interpretations. There is less of scientific and technical details of his works, more about the person who faced many challenges in life. Some of them will remind us of the dilemmas and pains faced by the Purushottama, Rama, and some that of Arjuna. Some are unique to Dr. Kalam himself. There are also joys of successes. I have narrated them. Some of the narrations are from those who worked with him for decades. Narration of these human dimensions is greatly enhanced by the co-author Dr. Nazima Marakayar, a CN of the illustrious family, which is one of the living civilizational symbols of this country. She gives some rare glimpses of his great family, covering a few generations earlier to Dr. Kalam himself. It is written in Tamil. We are fortunate because the overall editing had the golden touch of a trilingual scholar, a rarity in the current India, had twice won Sahitya Academy Award. He is doing historic service to Tamil through the Center for Translation, carrying the name of another historic person of India, Dr. N. Mahalingam. The center is nurtured by Dr. Manikam, his son. Without the center's help, such a historic book would not have come about. I sincerely pray that the great services being done by Dr. Sippi Balasubramaniam to Indian languages will soon be recognized by the Republic of India. I am particularly happy that this special book in my life about a historic person from a historic family is being released by the Honorable Vice President of India, who will be judged by the Indian history as a person who has made and is making illustrious contributions to modernize post-independent India with a unique blending with its great civilizational heritage. It is being released with the ushering in of Uttarayana, specially considered holy as Thai month. So we have many unique conjunctions. Lastly, let me conclude with my appeal to all that two mega missions envisaged by Dr. Kalam are from his deep emotional self, which are narrated in the book, be fulfilled. They are from FUREC, Foundation of Understanding Religious and Enlightened Citizenship, and the second, imparting economically, socially relevant education and skills to all girls and women to make them Atmanirbhar, using the current phrase. I hope that Dr. Kalam's emotional care, Dr. Nazima Marakayar, would fulfill them with the blessings and support of all, including Sheikh Dawood and Sheikh Salim. Thanking again our dear and Honorable Vice President of India, others, and potential readers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Sirpi, for those wonderful words. You've summed up everything. That was a lot. And just to say, I think the timing of the release of this book couldn't have been better, sir, at the first month of January 20. So this book is going to inspire and give courage to all the millions of Indians out there to fight and come out stronger during this pandemic. Now we would have the release of the book, and to do the honors, releasing the book APJ Abdul Kalam, Ninevegulukku Maranamillai by Shri M. Venkaiah Naidu, sir, the Honorable Vice President of India. Sir, we request you to kindly launch the book. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Ninevegulukku Maranamillai, authored by Dr. Professor Y.S. Rajan and Dr. APJ Nazima Marakayar. Thank you, sir. Now I request Shri M. Venkaiah Naidu, sir, the Honorable Vice President of India, to address the gathering.
அரங்காவலர் மற்றும் இணை ஆசிரியர் டாக்டர் ஏபிஜேஎம் நசிமா மாணிக்கியார் அவர்களே, எம்சிடி தலைவர் டாக்டர் மாணிக்கம் அவர்களே, எழுத்தாளர் மற்றும் கவிஞர் டாக்டர் சிரிபி பாலசுப்ரமணியம் அவர்களே, ஏகேஐஎஃப் இணை நிறுவனர் திரு ஏபிஜேஎம்ஜே ஷேக் சலீம் அவர்களே, ஷேக் தாவூத் அவர்களே, அனைவருக்கும் மனமார்ந்த வணக்கம். இந்த விழாவில் நான் உங்களுடன் கலந்து கொள்வதில் மிக்க மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறேன். ஏபிஜே அப்துல் கலாம் நினைவுகளுக்கு மரணமில்லை என்னும் புத்தகத்தை வெளியிடுவதில் நான் மிக்க மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறேன். I really feel very, very happy to release this book written by his niece. Najima ji, that too in Tamil, because the best way to reach the masses, the people, is writing and publishing, also speaking their mother tongue. I really compliment Dr. Najima ji and also Sri Rajan, who co-authored this book, for this good endeavor. Dr. Abdul Kalam ji is really great son of this great country. The title of the book, Nanai Ugalarukku Maranamille, which you translate as Immortal Memories. This is a very apt subtitle to celebrate and remember the immensely popular former president, who was a multifaceted personality, a renowned scientist, great patriot, educator, administrator, known as People's President, and above all, a great human being and an inspiration to all. His initiatives and contributions to strengthen India's defense and space capabilities are unparalleled. Despite all his achievements, he remained as a man of utter simplicity, warmth, honesty. I had the good fortune to interact with Dr. Kalamji many times. He was in DRDO, later President of India too. Every time I met him, I was struck by his simplicity, the depth of his knowledge, and his desire to transform the lives of the people, particularly the common people of India. Friends, Mahatma Gandhi ji used to say, "My life is my message." This could very well be applied to Dr. Kalam ji also, who practiced what he has preached. Dr. Kalam is often quoted for his inspirational words, but in order to really understand him and the significance of those words, we need to look at the life that shaped his thoughts and deeds so. So for a change, I would like to ponder what Dr. Kalam did in his life, rather than focusing only on what he had said. We can imbibe a lot of good qualities from his great personality by looking at how he dealt with each situation in his life. Born into a poor, ordinary family, Dr. Kalam had to sell newspapers as a boy to supplement his family income. He was an average student in the school, but is known to be intelligent and hardworking, who always had a insatiable thirst for knowledge. He always had a positive outlook towards life, never believed a problem is insurmountable. That is the attitude one needs to adopt. Mark good life. Dear brothers and sisters, one of our biggest strengths today is demographic dividend. 65% of the country's population is below 35 years. And 50% of the population is below 25 years. It's a great demographic dividend. We need to fully leverage this dividend to fast-track progress in different sectors, from agriculture to manufacturing, and ensure a sustainable growth rate in the coming years. This is the time for the youth of the country to be at the forefront in accelerating the progress and scripting India's growth story. The youth must be in the forefront of scripting the India's growth story. I urge the youth to take a leaf out of Dr. Kalam's book and believe in themselves. They must aspire to become job creators rather than job seekers. As Dr. Kalamji said, dream is not that which you see while sleeping. It is something that does not let you sleep. Great words. He further advised the youth, don't read success stories. You'll only get a message. Read failure stories. You'll get some ideas to get success. Dr. Kalam often said that he considered children to be the first scientists, since they keep asking the questions, why, about everything. I believe this curiosity is the gateway to truly unlocking the creative potential of every child. I have been stressing the need to overhaul our education system to make learning an enjoyable experience right from primary education. Students must be encouraged to pose questions and think critically. This new educational policy is a great leap in this regard. Does away with the artificial segregation between the curricula and extracurricular activities and aims at the holistic development of the child. You need to have physical training. You need to have moral sciences. You need to have craft classes. You need to really have gardening, to be friendly with the nature, because nature, culture, together for better future. And this should be taught from the childhood itself. We were taught like that initially. Let's expect subsequently many changes have come and many of these important things are omitted. Now the new educational policy is suggesting the same. I hope that every state and every institution will follow the spirit of the new educational policy and implement it. Dr. Kasturi Rangan and his team really deserves praise for the hard work they have done. We need to develop the child holistically. Dr. Kalam always believed in the inherent potential of every child. He once remarked, quote, the best brains of the nation may be found on the last benches of the classroom, indicating the importance of not understanding the capability of any child. Not to underestimate because of not understanding. So you must really understand the child and do not underestimate their capabilities. You need to spot that capability and encourage. That is what is needed. Perhaps a future scientist or a future president might emerge from the last benches. Who knows? One attribute of Dr. Kalamji that stood out was his passion to ignite young minds of India. Whether as a scientist or president or ex-president, he was always visiting schools, colleges, research institute and interacting with students. Such was his passion to talk to the young generation that even after his retirement, he became a visiting professor in various IIMs and intellectual institutions. He inspired thousands of students through his unforgettable words, magnetic presence, and a warm smile on his face. The former president firmly believed in using technology for the benefit and well-being of the society. Dr. Kalamji will always be remembered for his indomitable spirit and never say die attitude even in the face of adversity. He pursued and persisted with discipline, hard work and confidence, along with the development of India's indigenous satellite launch vehicles. He is also credited with the development of India's Integrated Guided Missile Development Program, IGMDP. In fact, Dr. Kalam can be credited with laying strong foundation of Atmanirbhar Bharat in our space and defense sectors, which our scientists and engineers are building today. The legacy of self-belief Dr. Kalam left is what motivated us to develop our own vaccines today. Yesterday, the country has started a massive exercise of vaccination, led by the Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Bhai Modi. Different chief ministers and other leaders also have joined. This speaks of our indigenous capacity. There is inherent skill, and our scientists have shown in this pandemic. Our country, our own scientists, coming forward to develop a vaccine in such a short span of time and make it affordable. It's a remarkable achievement. The legacy of self-belief, what Dr. Kalamji left us, that should really motivate all of us in every field. Even with medical equipment, having started modestly, we are now exhorting PPE kits, N95 masks, and ventilators to other countries. We must compliment the government and the scientists for that untiring efforts in bringing out the vaccine, the other facilities. My hearty congratulations for the historic vaccination drive that was kicked off yesterday. Nobody need to have any doubts. And we have all seen how the program went off smoothly. I hope that every citizen will come forward. Dr. Kalam's term as the president was the pinnacle of his public life and helped him share his extraordinary vision, the common man. He constantly reached out to people and was always humble and down to earth. Once on a state visit to Kerala, he invited a cobbler who used to mend his shoes and the owner of a small hotel where he used to eat regularly to the Raj Bhavan. These qualities of simplicity and humanness explain his enduring popularity among the people. As the book suggests, his memories are truly immortal. One of the important reasons for his popularity among the people was his ability to achieve a synchronism in various diverse traditions of India. Even as the foremost scientist of the country, he enjoyed reading and writing Tamil poetry, playing the veena, listening to devotional Carnatic music. He delivered talks in the highest institutions like IIMs and IITs and was equally keen to visit small rural schools. My dear sisters and brothers, during my tours across the country, I have been taking a similar exercise, visiting institutions of eminence, technology, scientific research, as well as ordinary schools, even in the rural areas. And while interacting regularly in these various institutions, I believe this is really helping me to understand, also helping the children to understand what is happening, scientists to understand what are the expectations and aspirations, and also we at the helm of affairs to understand what is going on. This is a great opportunity for me also to share my thoughts, but also enabling me to get feedback and aspirations of the youth. Dr. Kalam was always keen in protecting the environment. At the Rashtrapati Bhavan garden, he nurtured medicinal plants and created a herbal and a spiritual garden, which attract thousands of visitors, especially school children. Even in his final lecture, I am Shillong, titled Creating a Livable Planet, Earth, he warned about the damage our quest for development has inflicted on the Earth's ecosystem. Friends, we should always remember that development and environment protection must go hand in hand. We must always live in harmony with nature. We have no right to cause any harm to the natural ecosystem. Happy to note Dr. Abdul Kalam International Foundation is continuing his good work through projects like social forestry. My dear brothers and sisters, Dr. Kalam's books have been very popular among the young and old alike. I am told that this biography traces Dr. Kalam's journey from his student days, including his family roots. Many incidents are presented from the family's point of view. Dr. Rajan's contribution brings out many qualities in this great man and have made him an administrator par excellence. I commend the authors for bringing out this book and enriching our understanding of Dr. Kalam. I also would like to compliment Dr. Manickam and his family for bringing out this publication. Dr. Mahalingam was a great personality from this part of the country. He was a freedom fighter, nationalist, and also a man who used to keep in touch with the ground level realities and led a very orderly life, inspired many. I hope that foundation started by his children will take forward his vision. Also, I would like to compliment family members of Dr. Abdul Kalam ji for starting the Abdul Kalam International Foundation, and also the other members of the family for the same. I once again would like to compliment Dr. APJM Nazima Maraikayar ji and also Sri Rajan for this endeavor. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Though this is a small function, I traveled all the way to attend this function because of my love and admiration for Dr. Kalam, and also the effort of Dr. Najima Maraikayar in bringing a Tamil version of the book so as to reach the common people. Nandri, Vanakkam. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Honorable Vice President of India, sir. So, it is indeed leaders like you who have closely worked with Dr. Abdul Kalam, sir, who can share the experiences of working with him and his lifestyle, and it never fails to motivate millions of youngsters like me and Indians each day to be the change and make a difference in our pursuit of excellence. Thank you once again, sir. Nandri, sir. Now, to deliver a few words of thanks, I call upon Shri APJ MJ Sheikh Salim, the co-founder of Abdul Kalam International Foundation by House of Kalam, Rameshwaram.
It gives me immense pleasure to propose the vote of thanks on this great occasion on behalf of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam International Foundation and Dr. Mahalingam Translation Center, House of Kalam, Rameshwaram. Glory to the Almighty for making this successful event a memorable one. We pray He would give us the strength and guidance throughout our journey in pursuit of God for the whole of humanity. I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Sri M. Venkaiah Naidu sir, His Excellency Honorable Vice President of India, who despite his commitments had consented to grace this occasion. Nandri sir. It is always a pleasure to listen your inspiring words of wisdom. You have always made your presence felt with your incredible speech. Thank you, sir. And also, we would like to thank Sri Banwarilal Purohit sir, Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu. And also, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the distinguished guests, Dr. M. Manikam and Dr. F. Siripi Balasubramaniam sir, Dr. APJ Nasimha Marikar, all the dignitaries. We would like to thank all the staff members of His Excellency Honorable Vice President of India Office, all the staff members of Raj Bhavan Governor's Office, Tamil Nadu Police and the media personnel present here accepting our invitation. We are absolutely delighted for all your support and to have all to grace this occasion. We would like to acknowledge the contribution of Abdul Kalam International Foundation members for the successful of the event. Your support and cooperation is appreciated. I would like to end my speech reminding the citizen with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam words. We are all born with a divine fire in us. Our efforts should be to give wings to this fire and fill the world with the glow of its goodness. Let's rekindle the fire within us to propel our country on the path to success. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. So once again, on behalf of the members of Abdul Kalam International Foundation, Sheikh Dawood sir, Jainab Luddin sir, and Marikha Ramma, and all of you, we thank Chief Guest mainly for being here. Like he said, it's just the power of Dr. Abdul Kalam that made him come here and be here with us today. We have come to the end of the book launch. It might be the end of today's program, but the start to a great journey. We request you all to take a copy or pick up a copy at some time and read the book and pass it on to youngsters. We request you all to kindly rise for the national anthem. We would now like to present a special portrait done by artist P. Sridhar sir. To do the honors, I call upon artist P. Sridhar sir, along with APJM Jainab Luddin, the nephew of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam and secretary of Abdul Kalam International Foundation. We request the Honorable Vice President sir to accept this as a great honor and token of our love and appreciation to you, sir. P. Sridhar sir is credited for doing the wonderful portraits at Rameshwaram at Pekaramba at sir's memorial. The walls of the memorial adorn sir's portraits in Kalam sir's different avatars, right when he flew the fighter pilot jet, and his different experiences across India and meeting political leaders and industrial leaders, scientists from across the globe.